God bless you, woman of God. Welcome to our channel. Today we will be talking about how to prepare yourselves for a hurricane. If this is your first time here, we hope you like it and hit the subscribe button so that you can see videos like this in the future. If you have a family member or a friend that doesn't speak English and you want to share this content, we have a channel in Spanish called La Mujer de Dios, where we share the same content but in the Spanish language. If you have a friend, send them over there. I know it will be a blessing. The link is in the description below. This is the fourth video on a series of videos talking about how to prepare yourself in case of an emergency or a natural disaster. Particularly, we are in the month of August when I'm recording this video, and we are right in the smack dab middle of the hurricane season here in Florida. Therefore, we need to be ready in case a hurricane approaches. And a lot of times we don't think there are just simple things that we can have at our disposal to make our life more comfortable in case there is a hurricane. The first thing we need to think about is that the recommendation is to keep 1 gallon of water per person per day, depending on how many days you want to store water for. In our family, we keep one of these 5-gallon containers of water for each family member for the purpose of cooking food. Aside from this 5-gallon container, we also keep 2 boxes of drinking water per person to help us go through some days of not having water. Normally during a hurricane, there are power outages and also the service of water is interrupted. That is why you need to save water, drinking water for cooking and drinking. But it's also recommendable that you save water for the usage of the sanitary, for flushing the toilets, or for bathing. That's why in our case, we have 4 55-gallon tanks that we have saved water for the purpose of bathing and flushing our toilets and possibly washing some dishes. If there is an interruption in our water service, we can use this water pump right here, which we hook up to our wireless drill, and we pull out the water and we place it in buckets to bring it inside the home. This gives us the opportunity to wash dishes and do the rest of the normal daily things that require water in our lives. I saw this idea in a video from somebody from Puerto Rico many years ago. I really do not remember the person, so I'm so sorry that I cannot give proper credit to the person. But they used one of these 5-gallon buckets. They drilled a hole to it and they place a water tab so that they can put it on the sink and wash dishes with this water, or use it to bathe. You know, if they put it in a higher place, they can open up the tap and shower with it. So having water for your daily activities is crucial in the event that your water service is interrupted. Another thing you could do in case you do not have gallons of water to store for the use of flushing the toilets or showering, another thing you can do is right before the hurricane strikes, when you hear in the news that it's imminent, that the hurricane is coming to your area, you can fill up your tub, your bathing tub. You can fill it up with water, and in case there is an interruption in your water service, you have that water there that you can pull out in buckets once again and use it to wash your dishes, to flush the toilet, or to bathe. You have some extra water saved for those things that you don't need actual drinking water, and you don't misuse the water that you have purchased for drinking. That brings me to the second thing. If there is no water, it would not be wise for you to waste all your water washing dishes. Therefore, you should have some disposable cups and plates and forks and spoons or knives or whatever, and some napkins for you to be able to eat and not have to waste your water washing dishes. It is very useful to have some of those disposable items. Which brings me to the next thing. If your electric service is interrupted, unless you have a gas stove in your home, you would need to think of options of how to cook your food. We have a video dedicated entirely on how to save food in case of an emergency, in case of a natural disaster, What are the things you can do to save food? And it's this video right here. I suggest you go and watch it when you finish watching this one. You can store your foods, but how will you prepare it? Our family chose the option of having a gas grill with the one side to cook your meats and the one side with a gas burner to cook your rice or to cook your vegetables. You can have your meats on one side and your rice on the gas burner. That way you can prepare a full meal just right on your grill. Aside from having our grill, we have a 4-burner stove, which it is found very inexpensively in Amazon, and you can cook all your meals in that stove. Also, if you have a gas grill and a gas stove, it is recommendable that you also get propane gas tanks to run those appliances on. Now that we have our food, our water, and our cooking done, let's see what else are good things that we need to keep in mind in the time of a hurricane coming. We need to save some gas. We have a couple of these 5-gallon tanks of gas that whenever a hurricane is approaching, we go to the gas station, we fill them up, and that is usable for our power generator or our vehicles. Because as we all know, when something like this is coming or it's happening, normally the gas stations run out of gas. So it is very important that you do some provision before things happen. Aside from having fuel saved, I say gas normally, but I know the proper word is fuel. Aside from having fuel, another thing that we can do to produce energy, to run just the simple basics on your home in case you don't have a power generator, is to have a power inverter. This one is 1500 watts. It at least runs you a fan. You can plug your tablet, your phone, and charge your small items. You can have this. You can have an inverter which is connected to a car battery, and you can have a charger for your battery connected to the inverter, and you create a cycle of energy. That way your battery never runs out, and you continually can charge some items in your home or run a fan in your home. In case you don't have an option like this, you can also find some recharging units like this one. This is a multi-purpose unit. It has a flashlight, it has a fan, and it also has a radio. This one is really good because you can charge it with your normal electricity before the hurricane comes. And when hurricane comes, you have a powered item that you can use in that event. Something else that you can use is a fan like this one. I found it at Walmart. It runs on D batteries, and you can put a few of those batteries in, run it for a couple of hours at night, and that way you feel a lot more comfortable. As you may or may not know, many of the homes in Florida run continuously on central AC units. So when a hurricane comes and there's a power outage, we are miserable without a flow of air. So having these options are really good to make it a little bit more comfortable. In order to produce light, we have a few of these gas lamps that run with this lamp oil, and they are very affordable. They run for a very long time, and you can switch the lamp wick when it is over. It is very similar to the lamps that people used to use back in the days before we had all the technology we have today. Another form for you to get some light is with candles or flashlights. And also, this nice option that you can find at the Dollar Tree is a light switch, but it's a lamp. For those times when there is a power outage, you can place some of these in your most dark areas, and when you flick the switch, you will get some light, especially like in the bathrooms. It's a very nice handy item, very inexpensively, like I said, on the Dollar Tree for $1. So you can get a couple of those. We have a lot of batteries stored up for in case of an emergency. AA batteries, AAA batteries, 9 volts, C batteries, D batteries. For any appliances that we may have that run on batteries, we have stocked up on some of this. Like I said, you can find this at the Dollar Tree as well, very inexpensively. And It can help you run your flashlights and all of your battery powered items or your handheld fans and things like that. That way it makes your time without power a little more comfortable. Another thing we need is a lighter. In order for us to light our candles and to light our oil lamps, it is very necessary to have a lighter. Also, a good thing to have is some aluminum foil. The aluminum foil is very versatile. It can even start a fire with it. And some Ziploc bags. The Ziploc bags can be used to store your electronics in case your house gets flooded and things like that, or you have to deal with large amounts of water. You can put your cell phone inside a Ziploc bag and avoid somewhat the possibilities of it ruining because of water. There is one more thing I want to share with you, and it's our power generator, which is in our garage. So follow me over there.
We have a 10,000 watt Generac power generator that runs in 8,000 watts. I don't know if I can focus here. We also have extra fuel for the generator and 2 extra gas tanks for our stove and our grill in case we have a power outage that extends for a couple of days.
This is the 4th video in a series of videos on how to prep yourself in case of an emergency or a natural disaster. So I suggest you watch this playlist right here. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Ciao.